In this video, we are going to talk about how to simplify radical expressions. So in this warm-up, we have a bunch of perfect squares. So I'd like you to pause the video now and give this warm-up 1 through 6 a try. Now that you've tried the warm-up, we know that the square root of 49 is 7, because 7 times 7 is 49. The square root of 36 is 6. The square root of 100 is 10. The square root of 64 is 8. The square root of 25 is 5, and the square root of 81 is 9. So these are just some of the perfect squares. So why are we talking about perfect squares? Because when we're simplifying square roots, we need to determine the perfect square factor. So our perfect squares are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, and so on and so forth. A number can be pulled outside of the square root when it's a perfect square. A number has to stay under the root when it is not a perfect square. So not only do we want to think about what are our perfect square factors, we also want to think about what our prime numbers are. So our prime numbers actually start at 2. So like 2, 3, let's pause a second. So prime numbers, remember, are numbers where their factors are 1 and that number only. So like 2 times 1, 3 times 1, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29. These are just some of the prime numbers. So if we see prime numbers, we want to be able to recognize those because we know that they won't simplify anymore. All right, so let's talk about how we simplify a square root. So first, I'm going to write all the little perfect squares that are less than 24 on my right side here. So 1, 4, 9, 16. The next one would be 25, but that's bigger than 24. Then I'm going to think about, okay, which ones of these are factors of 24? So does 16 go into 24? No, it does not. Does 9 go into 24? No. But 4 does. So I'm going to break 24 down into 4 times 6. So that means 24 is the same as the square root of 4 times the square root of 6. Well, we know that the square root of 4 is 2. So this will become 2 times the square root of 6. And that is how we simplify the square root of 24. We're going to do the same for 90, but 90 is going to have a lot more. So let's see, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 8 is 64, 9 times 9 is 81, 100. So I'm just going to go down my list. Does 100 go into 90? No. Does 81 go into 90? No. Does 64? No. Does 49? No, because 49 times 2 would be 98. Does 36? 90 divided by 36? Nope, doesn't come out even. Does 25? No. Does 16? No. 16 times 5 is 80. 16 times 6 is 96. So no. 9. 9 is going to be the biggest prime number that goes into 90. So 90 is going to break down into 9 and 10, meaning the square root of 9 times the square root of 10. Well, the square root of 9 becomes 3. So the square root of 90 is going to become 3 square root 10. Let's try a couple more examples. So here I'm looking at 32. So again, I'm going to list my prime numbers. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. So 25 does not go into 32, but actually 16 does go into 32. So 32 is going to be 16 times 2. So I have the square root of 16 times the square root of 2. So the square root of 16 is 4. So 32 is going to simplify to 4 square root 2. All right, 120, this is a big one. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 8 times 8 is 64, 81, 100. All right, 100 does not go into 120. 81 does not go into 120. 64 does not go into 120. 49 does not. 36 does not. 25, nope, does not. 16 does not. 9 does not. So actually 4 is the biggest number that goes into 120. So 120 divided by 4 is going to give me 30. So 4 times 30 is 120. So I'm going to break it down into the square root of 4 times the square root of 30. Well, the square root of 4 is going to become 2. So 2 square root 30 is how 120 is going to simplify. All right, I'd like you guys to pause the video and try 5 and 6. When you're ready, play the video. All right, so let's think about 75. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64. All right, so 25 is going to be the number that goes into 75. It's going to be 25 times 3. So 75 will break down into the square root of 25 times square root of 3. Well, square root of 25 just becomes 5. So it's going to become 5 square root 3. In 6, we got 180. So I'm going to look at this list that I made for 120. And actually 16, I believe, goes into 180. Actually, no, before 16. 36, I believe, goes into 180. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. So 180. So 180 is 36 times 5. So square root of 36 times square root of 5. Square root of 36 becomes 6. So 6 square root 5. All right, we're going to do a couple now where we have a number in front. So when we have a number in front, we're going to do the same thing. I'm still going to think about the square root of 52. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 16, no. 9, no. So 4. So I guess 4 is the largest number that goes into 52. So 4 times 13. So I'm going to have 8 times the square root of 4 times the square root of 13. Well, square root of 4 is going to become 2. So I'm going to have 8 times 2 square root of 13, which will give me 16 square root 13. So whatever number ends up being the perfect square, I'm just going to multiply that answer times the number that's in front. Let's try the same thing for 80. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81. All right, so 81's too big. 64 doesn't go into 80. Neither is 49, neither is 36, neither is 25. But 16 does. So 16 times 5. So 6. And then we're going to do times the square root of 16 times the square root of 5. Well, the square root of 16 becomes 4. So we end up with 24 square root 5. All right, pause the video now and try 9 and 10. When you're done, play the video. All right, so in 9, I'm going to break down 140. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100. So none of these are going to work. Does 25 work? No. 25 would have to be 125 or 150. 16. No. 9. No. So I guess the biggest number is 4. So let's do, how many times does 4 go into 140? 35. So 4 times 35. So 7 square root of 4, square root of 35. Square root of 4 becomes 2. So it'll be 14 square root 35. All right, 135. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 60, 49, 64, 81, 100. All right, so these do not work. 25 also doesn't work. 16 doesn't work. 9 does work. And if I do 135 divided by 9, I'm going to get 15. So 5 square root of 9, square root of 15. Well, square root of 9 is 3. So I'm going to end up with 15 square root 15.